Daily Broadside, day 685. And yes, I did bust myself in the nose today. Do I care? Absolutely not. Why? Because chicks dig scars and I could care less what I look like. Hey, get this. So I ordered something the other day from Amazonia, and I needed got all these damn 8mm, whatever they're called, tapes, these hi-fi tapes that I gotta go through, like home movies. And so I gotta find out what's on them to where I know if they're worth keeping. So I got to figure out, I needed an RCA to HDMI cable converter thing so that I could watch them on the TV instead of that little tiny, how small screens were on camcorders back even like 30 years ago. It's crazy. It's like a little 1-inch screen. Anyway, so it comes yesterday, sitting there, and I'm in my living room, and bloop, the camera comes on. Hark, there's somebody on the compound premises. So I look out, and the Amazon guy's walking back to his truck, And so I go out there, and of course, they've left it at the edge of the patio instead of, just like on the step. It's just weird. Amazon people are weird. Like, some of them do what you think they would do, and others you're like, why would you put that there? But anyway, I go out there, and it's just an envelope, right? Those little plastic blue and white envelopes. And I pick it up, and I think to myself immediately, man, this is really light, And then I start touching it, and I realize that, there's nothing in this envelope. I open it up. Sure enough, nothing in the envelope. I was like, multi-billion, trillion-dollar company, and they're mailing blank envelopes to people. And so I was like, God bless. So I take to the little app, and I try to return it. And, of course, it starts the return process as my only option. I'm like, I don't need the return process. I don't have anything to return. You didn't send me anything, right? So I was like, God bless. And so you can't find a phone number. So you got to Google a phone number and all this. And even when you go to the customer service, it wants you to go back to the app and start the return process. So finally, I get the phone number and I call it. It doesn't even let you click on the phone number. You got to type it in or remember it. So I call them up. And of course I get, Henry, the Bangladeshian, and here's the thing, right? I don't like how they talk in complete sentences. We can all agree that they're in some call center and God knows what part of the world, and they don't have that name as their real name. It's whatever their name is. And hi, I'm Billy. You're like, your name's not Billy. You barely speak the Queen's English. But here's the thing. I don't like how they talk in complete sentences. You call up there and you're like, okay, Robert, we can help you with that issue. It's kind of like if you went into a mechanic shop. Imagine people talk like that everywhere you went, right? You go into a mechanic shop and you go up and you're like, hello, sir, how you doing? How you doing? What can I help you with? And you're like, hey, my car idles and surges, or it surges at idle, and I need to know what's going on. And then that guy at the counter was like this, okay, sir, I can certainly help you with your idle surging while you're sitting at traffic lights. It's like, why do you talk like that? Just be like, okay, what's going on? And you tell them and you're like, all right, I can help you with that. You don't need to add the complete sentence part. But anyway, he starts talking to me. Oh, and before I got to a real person, I'm on the phone and they're like, tell me what, because they've gone all automated, of course. Tell me what's wrong. And I'm like, I didn't receive my package. And they're like, okay, we can help you with that. Have you done the return process? What's the issue? Are you not satisfied with your product? And I said something like, you sent me a blank envelope. I didn't get anything. And they just sat there for a moment. They didn't know I didn't know how to process that. So let me get you to a real person. And that's when they sent me to, Henry, the Bangladesh guy. And so he's like, okay, I can help you with that. And I'm like, I would assume so. Your customer service, And so he's like, okay, so can you start the return process? I said, Henry, I don't have anything to return. Y'all mailed me a blank envelope. There's nothing in this envelope. And he's like, okay. No problem. Just hold with me 1 second. Just bear with me. I appreciate that. I can help you with that. And it's just a repetitive, what kind of stupid crib notes are they giving these people to read, And he's like, okay, well, are you able to return the item? I said, Henry, there is no item. Y'all put an envelope in the mail and sent it to my house. There's no contents. There's no item and all this. He's like, okay, I see where you ordered an RCA to HDMI converter. Is that correct? I'm like, yes, that's correct, Henry. And he's like, okay, and you need that replaced? I'm like, I don't need it replaced. I need to get it. I never got it. And he's like, so you need to return. I was like, no. I said, Henry, there is nothing to return. I've said it 3 times. I can't tell you any simpler. I have no item to return. I have air. Y'all mailed me air, okay? And he's like, and finally he's like, okay, so you didn't receive anything. I'm like, that's correct. And he's like, but you have an envelope. Can you read me the thing off, something off the envelope? And I'm like, I can read it to you, but there ain't nothing in it. It's just an empty damn, I'm like, where are you at, Henry? Because I want to meet you. Like, we need to physically see each other. And so finally, I don't know if he just gave up or he finally understood what I was saying, but he goes to the point where he's like, he tells me, he's like, all right, I'm going to issue a return. Now, this thing got here in 2 days, but apparently it's going to take till Monday to get a new one. I don't understand that. But at any rate, whatever. He says, you can keep the envelope that they sent you, and with the contents. And I'm like, there's no contents. And why would I want to keep this envelope? He's like, okay, I can help you with that. And I'm like, oh, God. I was like, is it coming Monday? He's like, yeah, it'll be there Monday. I'm like, all right, I don't need anything else. And it's like, I don't know how you can do that for a living and go home at night and not just drink an entire case of Miller High Life to just drown your sorrows. Because there's just things in life that I don't understand could you imagine apologizing to people and saying thank you and all that crap over and over and over all day ad infinitum? It would just be crazy. And again, we don't talk like that anywhere else except on the phone. I had to call somebody the other day, and she was actually really helpful. I think it was something about my contacts or something. Oh, no. That's what it was. I had to mail off and get a new router and modem, all right? And I didn't realize that they kept the same number, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was very helpful, but it was the same thing. It was just complete sentences all the way. Okay, I can help you with your router and modem problems that you asked for me to do over the phone. And you're like, thanks. These calls could be so much shorter if y'all would just chop off and truncate the end of the sentence. But nevertheless, I guess Monday my item will be here. In the meantime, oh yeah, it's going to come in nicely. I'm going to look like Marilyn Monroe, but like a beauty mark on my nose instead of my, what is it, right over here? They put the beauty mark. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, y'all have a great day. Get him.